How's it going, guys? Thanks for clicking on this video. So today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite Canadian micro brands' new releases, and that is the Whitby Watch Company. So this year they put out their new GMT quartz models called the Whitby Watch Company Ambassador Series. Now, being an ambassador is actually kind of a cool segue into a bonus portion of this video where I've actually requested that Whitby provide some free swag to give away. So you might notice that I am wearing a Whitby Watch Company hat and wearing their Whitby Watch Company t-shirt. So I requested that they supply a couple pairs of hats and t-shirts to give away. So stick around to the end of this video and you're going to find out how you can be entered to win either a hat and t-shirt combo off the YouTube channel, or I'm also going to give a pair of these away on my Instagram account. And before we get back into looking at the actual timepieces, some more background information on me reaching out to them for some free swag is that this video actually coincides with a really neat anniversary for my YouTube channel, and that signifies 3 years of being live on YouTube. And while I really enjoy timepieces from all across the globe, being Canadian I do think is reflected in some of the content that I shoot, more notably on my Instagram page, where you can find me usually in the great Canadian outdoors, doing some wrist shots, and also meeting up with some other watch enthusiasts from the area. And I think the essence of those activities is captured in what Whitby Watch Co. was trying to do with the Ambassador Series, which is really to capture the spirit of Canada as well as some of the heritage involved in some of the achievements that we've done as a nation. Now, if you're interested in this watch, I will post to the Whitby Watch Co. link in the description of this video, and you can actually find a couple of different colorways for the Ambassador GMT. And they're really cool watches. I really think that they're really well priced, coming in at 339 Canadian dollars for what you're getting, and the design in Canada. I think it's a really cool timepiece to have. So now that you have a bit of background information about this watch, let's flip perspectives and you guys can actually see the watches up close in my studio. Alright guys, so now that we're in the studio, we can take a closer look at some of the models that Whitby Watch Co. put out for their Ambassador GMT line. So on the left hand side, I do have the black-red version here, but I'm actually going to start on the right hand side here because this is my favorite colorway of the bunch. This is what's known as the Aurora GMT. Now, living in Canada for most of my life, I've actually had the opportunity to see some Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights, and this dial color just does evoke the same color scheme that you would see for that phenomenon, which is really, really cool. Now let's start off with the basic dimensions because it's going to be the same for all the GMT Ambassador watches. So you have a very nice 42 millimeter case diameter here, and then if I flip the watch over to the side, lug to lug between my thumbs comes in at just under 50 millimeters. Case thickness is about 12 millimeters. That's to the bottom of this really nice etched in screw down case back to the top of this single dome sapphire crystal. And this single dome sapphire does have a nice AR application on the underside, but you're still going to get some reflections and distortions at some extreme angles. But that's just the nature of utilizing a single dome sapphire. Kind of a neat touch for this type of watch. Now the dial layout will be similar on all the colorways as well, and I really like how they designed it. So you do have nice even Arabic numerals applied for the 12, 2, 4, 8, and 10, and replacing the 6 o'clock marker, they did a really cool feature by including a Canadian maple leaf. And then you do have the Whitby Watch Co. logo just under the 12 o'clock position. And then of course, just below the hand stack here, it does indicate that it's the Ambassador model and a GMT. Now you will need a few things outside of a normal 3-hand watch movement if you want to be a GMT complication. So first and foremost, you're going to have an extra GMT hand, which is denoted with this very nice red tipped hand here close to the 1 o'clock position. You will have to have the 24-hour military or GMT time, and that is actually printed on the rehaut or the chaptering here. So you can see it goes from 1 all the way to 24-hour graduations around the sides there. And then last but not least, you do have a date complication here, so you can see the date is cut out at the 3 o'clock position. So to operate this GMT complication, Whitby Watch Co. utilized a very nice Swiss Ronda 515 GMT movement. So this is a workhorse Swiss quartz movement, and essentially you're getting about a 4-year battery life on these guys. The monthly deviation of these watches is quite accurate. It's anywhere from -10 to +20 seconds per month. And then you do have to manipulate the crown to set up the GMT and the normal timing for the watch. Now this crown is non-screw down, but because of the gaskets in here, it is a swimmable watch with 100 meters of water resistance still. But if you pull the crown out to position 1 here, if you turn it towards the 6 o'clock side, you're going to independently move that GMT hand, and that's how you can set up your second time zone to whatever you would like. And then if you actually move the crown in the opposite direction near the 12, you're going to cycle through the different days of the month here. And if I were to pull the crown out to the second position, you can actually hack the movement, so the second hand has stopped. And then this will set up the time, the local time for you. And you can also see how that GMT hand moves in unison with the normal 3-hand stack there. Now the case for this watch does utilize 316L stainless steel, which is more evident on the case back for this particular option. Some of the models, including this one, have a nice black PVD coating, which just makes it a little bit more scratch resistant. Finishing on this watch is pretty much all bead blasted or brushed, and that's going to be more evident when I pull up the black and red version. But let's quickly talk about this strap, which is actually very comfortable and I'm pretty impressed with. So it's a non-tapering 22mm strap, which typically I like to have a taper on mine, but this rubber is extremely supple. It's got the right thickness on it. You have twin perforations on each of them. And there's very fine adjustment on it, so you're going to get the right fit. Although I will mention that this tail end strap here is quite long, and I'll show you guys a wrist shot in a second. But I really like the buckle hardware too. It's the 2-pronged keeper here, and you got the Whitby logo etched in onto the clasp itself. Okay guys, so this is the red and black version. And I suppose if you like the more traditional Canadian flag colors, you do got some nice red and white accents here. Some of the subtle differences you're going to find with this watch is the color of the hour markings. You can see that the Arabics and baton markers have red printing instead of the green printing on the Aurora version. And then also this is the full stainless steel version, so you can actually see very nice vertical brushing that's done on the side of the case here. Some very nice bead blasting and brushed finishes along the fixed bezel, which is quite a nice touch. And I do want to mention that these watches are insanely legible. I really like the clean dial layout, and Whitby Watch Company went crazy with the lume. They use C3 Superluminova on them. And I will throw up a side-by-side lume shot because there is still differences in where the markers are loomed as well, depending on which version you go with. So you can see on the left-hand side, if you're with the black and red version, it just has the lume plots and not the Arabic numerals necessarily loomed up. But one real nice feature present on all of the watches is that they loomed up the Canadian maple leaf at the 6 o'clock, as well as their Whitby W logo. Now on the right hand side you can see that the Aurora does have all of the Arabics loomed up, as well as the handset like on the other watches. Alright, so let me throw these guys on the wrist so you can see how it wears. Alright, so here is the black-red Whitby Watch Co. GMT Ambassador on my 19 centimeter circumference wrist. And again, I love the comfort of a strap. The watch does sit very comfortably. It's low in profile and lightweight. I will mention though, if you have a smaller wrist, the strap is a little bit long. You can see there's a bit of a tail poking out there. But overall, extremely comfortable and a very legible timepiece. All right, and check out how the Aurora GMT looks on my 19 centimeter circumference wrist. I really love how they combined that beautiful green dial with the blacked out PVD case and black strap here. Excellent, excellent design. And again, this one is my favorite of all of the different options you can pick up from Whitby Watch Co. Okay guys, so let's wrap up and talk about the free swag giveaway portion for this video. Now I will provide the details in the description of this video if it's not clear now, but for the YouTube giveaway, one winner will pick up a free hat and t-shirt from Whitby Watch Co. And all you got to do for that is just like this video and drop a comment down below. It could be related to anything, but I'm probably going to focus next week's video on my 3-year anniversary and maybe a bit of a Q&A. So if you have any questions about the channel or you just want to wish me well, I would really appreciate that. And then for the second giveaway, it's going to be this hat plus another one of the Whitby Watch Co. t-shirts. It's going to be given away on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram if you want more details on that one. To be eligible for the Instagram giveaway, please like the photo that I put up for the giveaway, tag one of your friends, and also follow the Whitby Watch Company on Instagram. They have a great IG page, lots of really cool pics, and it's really good to give them some support. So I hope you guys stay safe during this time, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video.